Least on international, maybe you had run in Ethiopia. Winning Olympic gold and beating a world record that had stood for 23 years on your second race at the distance is very, very impressive. Why do you think you managed? Did this event last so long because there's not many races run at 10,000? Were people a bit afraid and they were blocked? Why do you think you were able to break a record in only your second race on this event?
አልማዝ የ10,000 ሜትር በኢንተርናሽናል ለሁለተኛ ጊዜ ወጣሽ ይሄን ሰዓት አመጣሽ ለምን ነው ይሄ ሰዓት እስከ ዛሬ ድረስ ያልተሰበረው? ምናልባት ሰዎች አይሰበርም ብለው ፈርተውት ነው? እንዴትስ ደግሞ አየሽው? እንዴት ነው ሰብሰበርሽው? በእንግሊዝኛ በአማርኛ
ልክ ነው። መጀመሪያ ነው 10,000 ስሮት የመጀመሪያ ነው። አጭር ነበር ስሮት የነበረው ግን ለምን አልተሰበረም የሚለው ልጆቹ እስከ አንድ ዙር እስከሚቀር ረጋ ብለው ነው የሚሄዱት። ግን
እስከ ዛሬ አልተሰበረም። ለ23 አመት ሙሉ ቆየ።
አዎ በዛ ምክንያት ነው ፊኒሺንግ ነው የሚሄዱት። ግን እኛ ከመጀመሪያው ፔሱ ከረር ያለ ነበር። በዛ ምክንያት ተሰበረ።
Well, actually it's not her second international 10K. It was the first one. And normally they used to when they complete the 10,000 meters, they never realize, just to break a world record. But that day, we started very fast from the beginning. That's why the world record.
Yeah, but it was the trials. It was the Ethiopian trials.
And that's the reason why, we could break the world record. That is the reason. Of course, it's 23 years they didn't try.
Well, you ladies definitely tried very hard because now the top 5 in the all-time list is Almaz, then one Jumsia, and then 3 other ladies from Rio final. So very fast final. You definitely tried.
በዛም ስለሮጣችሁ ነው ቶፕ 5 ውስጥ በያንነት ነው የሮጣችሁት። በጣም ፈጣን ሰዓት አምስታችሁ። Yes, it's true. That day was it was a special day. If you look just the weather and the Kenyan athlete from the beginning, and Almaz herself, she was in top shape, and all the runners, they were very good, and it looks, the condition helped a lot.
Yes. Genzebe, for you it was a different story. You won every race this year except Rio, unfortunately. What do you think went wrong there?
ሁሉንም አሸንፈሻል ከሪዮ በስተቀር። ለምንድን ምን ይመስልሻል ዘንድሮ ምንድነው ስፔሻል ያደረገው?
2016 ያው በብዛት ከአንድ ወር በኋላ በእንጅሪ ነው ያሳለፍኩት። ብዙ ውድድሮችንም ዳይመንድ ሊጎችንም አድርኩ። ሪዮ ላይ ያው ብዙ እቅድ ነበረኝ። ያው ወርቅ ለማምጣት ለሀገሬ በሆነም ያ አልተሳካም። በሆነም በብር ተደስቻለሁ። ያሳለፍኳት ጊዜቶች ለዛ ውጤትም ላደርሱ ይችሉ ነበር። ግን እንደዛ ሆኖ ያው
it's true, 2016 I was doing well, the indoor outdoor, but a few months before Rio I became injured. Even just to compete it was not easy, and then just what I got, the silver medal. I'm very happy, just what I get. The silver because of. Even there is an opportunity, would have been, just no race because of the injury.
And Genzebe, you have some special feeling for indoors. You have world records on 5 different distances. You again won world indoor title in Portland. What makes the indoor races something so special for you that makes you so successful?
ኢንዶር ላይ 5 ሪከርድ ሰብረሻል። እንትንም ዓለም ሻምፒዮን ማሸነፈሻል። ኢንዶር ለምንድን ነው እንደው ስፔሻል ላንቺ ያደረገው ነገር ምን ስለሆነ ነው?
ኢንዶር ያው በእርግጠኝነት ማለትም ፈልገው ያው የመጀመሪያ ከራፍት ተነስተን ወደ ውድድሩ የምንገባ ከዛ ውጪ ደግሞ ያው ይመስለኛል ከርቤ መዞር በስፒድ የመሄድ ችሎታ አለኝ። እሱ ይመስለኛል እንደዚህ አምስት ሪከርድ እየሰራ ያደረገው ጉልበት በጉልበት ከሮችን መሄድ እችላለሁ።
What's special about indoor for me? Mostly just we do indoor after taking rest, and the other thing just I'm good just in curve, and I can do very fast at the curve with power, and that's the reason why just I'm good indoor.
I see, yes, definitely on the indoor it helps to be strong in the curve.
Yes.
Almaaz, you started with steeplechase, and you even set a world junior record. What made you then change and focus on the flat?
የጀመርሽው በመሰናክል ነው። አሁን ምንድነው የለወጥሽውና ነው ወደዚህ ከመሰናክል ውጭ ሌላዎችን መሮጥ የቻልሽበት ምክንያት? ምን ለወጥሽ በትሬኒንግሽ ላይ ወይስ ለምንድነው ከእንትንስ የለወጥሽው ከመሰናክል ሩጫ ወደ እንደውም የጁኒየር ሪከርድ ሁሉ ሰብረሻል በመሰናክል?
መጀመሪያው ከክፍለ ሀገር ስሮጥ የነበረው ፍላት ነበረ። ግን ክለብ ስገባ በግድ ነው መሰናክል እንዲሮጥ ተገድጄ ነው እንጂ ፊልድም ስላልነበረ መሰናክሉን እፈራው ነበረ በጣም። ውሃው ላይ እንጨቱ ላይ ስለምፈራ የፈለኩትን ውጤት አላገኘሁም 4 ዓመት በሙሉ። ግን ፍላትን ስሮጥ ደግሞ ይቀለኛል በጣም ስለሚቀለኝ፣ ግን በጣም ስፒድ ነው ያ መሰናክሉ። ረጋ የተባለ ነው የሚሮጠው። ለምን እንጨት ስላለ ውሃ ስላለ እሱን አልወደውም። ስለማልወደው ነው ወደ ፍላት የቀየርኩት። መቀየርም ፍላጎት ነበረኝ፣ ግን ወደውም ስለነበረ ነው የቀየርኩት።
When I started running, I started not the steeple. I started with the flat. With the flat.
Okay.
And then when I came to Addis, they pressured me, just to change, the event to steeple. And I didn't like, the steeple just at all. And even my result was not so good for years. And then, I switched to the same distance what I like the most, the 10 and then I achieved what I wanted.
Very good decision. Now, Haile, you have set world records and won medals at events, world records from 3,000 meters indoor to the marathon. You have won world championships from 500 meters on. You're a very successful businessman. What made you pick up a new challenge and go into the race to become president of the Ethiopian Athletic Federation?
I want just to meet my friends, my old friends. Well, actually, once just to stop athletics, of course you have to do something. From the beginning, I don't want to be a coach. What it comes in my mind, just to do something for Ethiopian athletics. And this year, a chance to run for presidential. Then it was a tough challenge, just to become a president. Well, now I'm here, just as the president of Ethiopian Athletics Federation. I will do. Well, I don't put myself just like as now I'm going to serve to help the athletes, and including this girls here. They're doing a fantastic job. We Ethiopians, just need to do a lot. Athletics, just time to show up, just our challenge. Our competition has to be, just with the as a sport. Just as soccer as a sport is something different. Just athletics. I'm so happy to do still in sport. In athletics.
And maybe a little bit a tough question, but is it by chance that you ran for president now, that in the last couple years maybe Ethiopia is not winning as many medals as before? Before you had Tirunesh and Meseret who were dominating, Kenenisa, other Ethiopian runners. In the last couple of years, Ethiopia still wins medals, as we see with the ladies, but not as many as before. Did this play a part in your decision to run for president now, or no?
Oh, that's true. One of the reasons why I become not just the president of the Ethiopian Athletics Federation, and especially the result from Rio, as you see, was not just what we expected. And we have to change a lot of things in Ethiopian athletics, including just the place where we're training. As you know, just everybody now lives in Addis, and Addis now is a big city, and you cannot train like before. And top of that, most of the athletes, they come in from outside, like from a countryside. We have to, well, we'll see.
Okay, so open question from the floor. Mike, yes?
Hi, Heidi, on that topic, we heard earlier from David Rudisha, who was saying how good it was that they had another track at Eldoret, so that a lot of local athletes could train just on that track rather than having to go to Nairobi. It seems a similar position for Ethiopia, that you want to have that kind of model for athletes in where they live to train locally. Do you hope to build some more tracks around Ethiopia?
Very sure. As I told you, Addis is now nearly 5 million people to live there. Their pollution is every year increasing seriously. And we have to have like a Kenyan system. In Kenya, no one lives in Nairobi. Most of the runners, they live either Eldoret or E10. We are also just planning to, already we open different training camp, different region. The question is, how can we build the track? Of course, it's not cheap. You have to have a lot of money. You have to have enough money to build another track. Otherwise, the athlete they have to have a track in their area. Especially the place where I come from, and myself and Genzebe, it's a potential area for the long distance runners. And we have one track over there, and the track what we built is still in town, but that's okay. At least the next 3-4 years we can the athlete can train over there, and slowly we have to have small track each training camp. At least the first 4 of them must be.
Heidi, it's hard to imagine off the track how athletics could have had a worse time over the last year. Everything we've learnt about the Lamin Diak years and the corruption, the doping cover-ups, Russia. It's just been one shock after another, really. Obviously, this the athletics world is now gathering in Monaco to try and do something about that. The measures that are going to be passed this week, have you had a chance to study them? Do you think it's going to be a turning point for athletics, or is it just not going to be enough?
Well, one thing, just what I want to tell you just about last year and this year, for me, it was really a good year just to clean athletics. To bring athletics to right track. Of course, when you have such kind of things, of course there is just a kind of what you call it shaky. Now just I had a chance just to see the things for Saturday. Of course, if we think about athletics in the future, we have to look, just something new. We have to face something, the one we didn't try. It's important for a sport. Otherwise, it's people who's watching athletics, it's boring. Just if something very similar for many years, even just to change some rules, not so bad. I like just something new. Of course, athlete always wants to break world record, new world record. At the same time, just IAAF, just something new. Why not?
Michelle?
For both of the ladies, you both have world records, you both have won international medals. What are your aims for next year going into the World Championship year again?
ሁለታችሁም ዓለም ሪከርድ ሰብራችኋል። ዓለም ሻምፒዮን ናችሁ። ወደፊት ፕላናችሁ የሚቀጥለው ዓለም ሻምፒዮን ምንድን ነው እቅዳችሁ?
2017 ያው ጥሩ ጊዜ ጥሩ ውጤት ሰርተንበት የምናሳልፍበት ዓመት ይመስለኛል። ጠንክረን መስራት አለብን። ወጣት ነን፣ ችሎታም አለ። ለንደን ላይ ያው እኔ በርግጥ ገና አልወሰንኩም። 1500 ያው ፊልዴ ነው። እንዲሁ 5000 ሁለቱንም አይቼ የምችል ከሆነ ደብል ካልሆነ ወደ 1500 መመለስ ይመስላል።
For me, 2017 is going to be not just a year, I have to improve my performance and just to do something good. And London World Championship, I'm not decided yet. 1500 meters still is my distance. If I can, I'll try to double. Then the decision will come later.
እኔም ያው ሪከርድም ይሁን ውጤቱ በጣም አስደስቶኛል። አሁን ደግሞ ከዚህ የበለጠ ለሀገሬ ጥሩ ለመስራት ዋናው ጤና ነው። እግዚአብሔር ጤና ከሰጠኝ ከዚህ የበለጠ ሀገሬን በጥሩ ሁኔታ ለማስጠራት እቅድ አለኝ በጣም።
Yeah, of course, I broke a record last year. I want to improve my performance and just to run more for my country and to do something better in it.
So Almaz, not only you beat the world record in 10,000, but last year and this year you were the fastest in the world on 3,000 and 5,000. What is your favorite distance, the one you enjoy the most?
ያለፈው ዓመት ሪከርድ ብቻ አይደለም በ5000 በ3000 ፈጣን ሰዓት ገብተሻል። የትኛውን ነው በደንብ ማለት የትኛውን ኢቨንት ተወጪዋለሽ ማለት ጥሩ ደስ የሚልሽ?
አዎ 3000 ትንሽ አጭር ናት። እኔ ግን የሚመች ረጅም ነው። 5000ን ያው ሪከርድ ለመስበር በጣም ፍላጎትም ነበረኝ፣ አቅጄም ነበር ግን አልተሳካልኝ። ግን የወደድኩት አሁን 10000 ነው። በጣም ወድጃለሁ። 5000 እንደዛ ነው ግን የበለጠ 10000 ተመችቶኛል።
3,000 is too short for me. Even 5,000 I want to try to break the world record. It didn't work. For me now, 10,000 is the best.
I understand. And Haile, of all your long and spectacular career, what is your favorite moment? I know what my favorite moment of your career is.
You're going to say Sydney, yeah?
Yes.
Of course, Sydney.
But also, it was also special, not only because it was a photo finish on a 10,000 meter Olympic final, but also because you and Tergat have always had a special relationship. Rivals, but very good friends. You also did a lot of humanitarian work together, campaigning against landmines, Operation Smile. Can you tell us a bit about the relationship with Paul?
For us, even sometimes, just people were telling me, hey, you'd say, just you have you are a good friend. But they never allow him to even though single. Oh, well, sometimes, just I feel a little bit, what do you call it, guilty, just when I see Paul. We became, a top athlete in the same year, the same time. That's the most difficult part. And of course, one thing don't forget, I always telling to the Kenyans, without Ethiopians, no Kenyans. Without Kenyans, no Ethiopians. We need each other. And of course, our relationship between Ethiopia and Kenya, well, outside athletics, is wonderful. Believe it or not, we are never for like Somalia, Sudan, Kenya, Eritrea. The only country we have no problem in conflict with Kenya. No problem at all since 1,000 years.
Wow.
Of course, we had many problems with the different country, with the different neighbor. But I like just this sport fight between the two countries. It has to stay like that. I like it.
Definitely special. Mike?
Hedy, I saw you talking about the potential of Ethiopian athletics to come back up again, and maybe to take something back from the Kenyans, because the Kenyans are up now more. I saw a quote, you said you had the possibility to be 4 times better than the Kenyans. I don't know if you ever said this, but how you say you each need each other to go like this, so you feel you need Kenya for Ethiopia to come back up as a kind of a rival?
For example, soccer. Imagine the two countries, the two Latin American countries, the Brazil and the Argentina. The neighbors always, they have this kind of competition each other. And if you look at Ethiopia and Kenya, we live in just same style, same area, the food what we eat. We share the culture, we share most of the things. Even some. If you go to south part of Ethiopia and north part of Kenya, you don't see just any different. Even there is sometimes there's no border. But one thing what I want to tell you, these two nations, two countries, they, of course nowadays the Kenyans are really more ahead of Ethiopia. Used to be the Ethiopian, like year back, like 5 years ago, the Ethiopian were better. Now we have to catch. We have to, if the Kenyans just stay top, it doesn't make sense. One time the Kenya, the other time Ethiopia has to come, and must be like this. Well, what I want to explain is we need each other. If there is competition, without, for example, Almaz, if I could break many records. Believe it or not, it's because of the Kenyans.
Mm-hmm.
If you look, just after I broke my record, a year later they broke it again. Then I start preparing, just to break it back. That's why I could break 10,000 meters 3-4 times and 5,000 meters as well.
I remember it well.
Exactly.
Nicolas?
The Ethiopian Federation forgot to select Kenenisa Bekele for the Rio Olympics. I know that you disagreed at the time. What he did in Berlin did confirm that he was in a good shape, I guess. So what do you think? Was it a big mistake? And do you think that for the next marathon, Kenenisa could break the world record?
Well, Nicholas, it was really a big mistake. We should put him just in the team of Rio. But actually, the mistake was not happen, just right during the Rio selection. The standard, the rule, the fastest always they put just by time. That was really a mistake. He should be in Rio, but no matter what, London is coming, and almost he broke the record this year, very close, but he didn't realize, he didn't see the clock. Otherwise, would have been the world record in Berlin this year. But you will see either Dubai or one of the coming marathon. I think a chance for Kenenisa. They are, of course, between the two big stars, Kenenisa and Kipchoge.
Michelle?
I'm just wondering, Almaz and Genzebe, how did you spend your off-season, and when are you going back into your training, or have you already gone back into training? What's been the months between Rio and now like?
ምን ስትሰሩ ነው የከረማችሁት? በረፍታችሁ ጊዜ ምን አይነት ነው? አሁን ምንድን ነው የምትጀምሩት? እንዴት ነው የምትጀምሩት ትሬኒንግ? አሁን እስካሁን ድረስ ምን ስትሰሩ ረፍት እንደዚህ ታሳሉ? They're getting fat.
ያው ከሪዮ በኋላ እረፍት ላይ ነን። ያው በብዛት እኔ ከቤተሰብ ጋር ነው የማሳልፈው። የምኖረው ያው ከቤተሰቦቼ ጋር ስለሆነ ከጓደኞቼ ጋር ፊልም ያለው አንዳንድ በዚሁ ነው ያሳለፍኩት። ያው ግን ትንሽ ትሬኒንግ እየጀመርኩ ቀጥሎ ያው ዶሮችን እሮጣለሁ ብዬ አስባለሁ።
I think with my family, I spend most of my time with the family, and sometimes I watch a movie with my friends, and now I start training slowly. Of course, the season is coming. Anxious.
አሁን እንደዚህ ውድድር ሲዘጋ ብዙ ረፍት አደርጋለሁ። ግን ረፍቴ ወደ ቤተ ክርስቲያን ገዳማቶች እንደዛ አካባቢ ነው የምንሄደው እና ከቤተሰብ ጋር አንዳንድ ቦታም ለመዝናኛ እንሄዳለን። አሁን ግን እየተንቀሳቀስኩ ነው በትንሹ።
During my off time, I mostly just I visit church, and I go some monasteries to visit the place where she's more religious person, I can say. She's Orthodox. Not Orthodox.
Nicola?
I have to ask you about that sign the Ethiopian marathoner did in Rio at the end. Now he's still in the US, I think. What's your point of view about it? It's complicated to mix politics and sport, of course, but is he welcome back in the country?
Nicolas, this is more private. I cannot.
But you are the president.
Well, for me, I have to I have to separate between sport and politics. I'm telling you. If I do politics, imagine what are we going to be? Just I'm going to serve for opposition, government, anybody. I'm going to serve for everybody. For me, sport is something, politics is another thing. As a president of the Penalist Federation, that's what I have to.
I'm going to ask you something else about your plans as president of the federation. In 2001, I came to Ethiopia, and we were doing a media training session for the Ethiopian athletes. You didn't need it, but you were there to speak to your fellow athletes about the importance of presenting themselves well to the media. Is this something that you are going to continue now that you are president? Are you going to encourage your athletes to help them understand the importance of the media and the relationships with the media, appearing, replying well to interviews, etc.?